Our next storyteller, she participated in our Deaf Voices workshop. This was one that we held here in person at the Center for Creativity. It was the first time the Moth was able to work with deaf storytellers. TCC has a very strong commitment to American Sign Language, so we could be that partner for them. Our next storyteller, so she is hearing. She's a TCC retiree, and she headed up the Resource Center for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing here at TCC for a long time. Her little weirdsie, this is, I like this one. She looks so nice, but she's a freak, man. I love Kaye. Not only did we work together, but she's one of our I Can't Workshop regulars. Like, if she can't come, she will let us know because we worry about her, so she can take a little bit of ribbing. So she has a ceramic roadrunner that sits in the middle of her dining room table, and a suitcase full of costumes and accessories she uses to dress it up during the holidays. I love it. Please give it up for Kaye Ellis.
We used to have posters. Now you call them memes. We had posters with inspirational sayings, witty things, posters in our bedrooms of our favorite band. When I was young, that would have been the Jackson 5, the Osmond Brothers, and the Monkees. Posters everywhere. Posters on the ceiling at the dentist office, as if looking at a scene of snow-capped mountains was going to make that root canal better. There was one particular poster, and you may have seen it, it shows up on social media nowadays, of the kitten that's hanging onto a branch with the caption, "Hang in there." Well, as my life was being turned upside down, that poster was what was keeping me going. That hanging on to that branch, hang in there. You see, I was being confronted with having a divorce. Well, divorce was not something that I'd ever thought of. It was not something that I wanted. And so I was struggling with what I was going to do. But I was going to hang in there. I'm Catholic, and, divorce isn't looked upon likely, as something that you just do without thought. I also grew up thinking that once you made a decision, you were supposed to stick to it. So I'm still struggling with this hanging in there. So as I'm taking walks, trying to figure out what I'm going to do, feeling like I knew what I should do, and negotiating with God. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. But mostly, I thought I knew what I was supposed to do. And by golly, I was going to hang in there. My mother gave another little saying to me one time, and it was, let go and let God. But how was I going to let go of that branch? That branch held all my fears of being judged, my fears of the unknown, my fears of being rejected. All of those fears were in that branch. So how was I going to let go of that? One night, I remember sitting on the floor beside my bed, and I had just worn myself out. I was tired. I didn't know what else I could do. My prayer that night was simply, "Thy will be done." There was no negotiating. There was no me thinking that I knew. I was going to let go. I woke up the next morning, and I was at peace. There was a divorce, and no longer being a married woman with 2 children, I had to embrace being a single parent. Everything was okay. If I had known that when I let go of that branch and let go of those fears, the ground was actually right there. If I had seen it now, I would be able to scroll and see that the ground was right there. It was not a long fall. It was just a step I needed to take. I let go of being fearful. That's not to say I don't get nervous. I certainly get nervous about things, starting a new job. I went back to college to get my degree in deaf education, which was following a passion of mine. My children and I did more than survive, we actually thrived. Years later, when I'm working, another poster came into my life. A coworker was putting it on her office door. I walk up to it, and it has the caption, "Never give up." Well, my experience with the little kitten poster, "To let go," as I walked up to it, I thought, sometimes it's not giving up, sometimes it's moving on. And as I get closer, she's unrolling the poster. It's one you may have also seen on social media. It's a stork trying to eat a frog. He has the frog in his mouth, but the frog has his hands wrapped around the stork's skinny neck, holding on so he can't be swallowed. But when I first saw the poster, my thought was, that stork can swallow that frog. It may be because my daughter's pet snake had swallowed rats that were definitely too big for it. So I knew it could happen. When my coworker said, "Yep, if that frog does not let go, he won't be swallowed. Never give up." Oh, I got really quiet, nodded my head, walked quietly back to my office, and I was thinking. I was comforted that I did not identify with that fearful frog. I was not the victim. I do still kind of wonder if I may have identified with the predator. Thank you.